Welcome to Papaul's Projects. This is the fifth in a sequence of videos about building a gantry crane, VSEQ 005. Thanks for watching. Okay, we're back with you. Today we're going to be putting an internal thread on this using the mill and a thread mill. So the first step is we are going to, you see I have set up a chuck in the table of the mill. It's on a plate. Chuck is set up. I've got a piece of round rod that has been ground. I use this to zero the chuck in and set the X and Y coordinates on the chuck, so on the chuck. So I'm going to zoom in a bit again. And you'll notice that I have the coaxial indicator installed. Whoops, sorry. Get that down here. There we go. So we have the coaxial indicator installed, and I've done a preliminary setup with it. And I can turn the spindle by hand, and I try to see that there's sort of a uniform distance beyond. So next I'm going to move the finger out of the way and move it down in the Z direction, and now I'm on the outside of the part. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more, and I'm going to move the camera so you can see the indicator possibly a little bit better. We'll zoom out a little bit there. I guess that's about the best we can do, combination of both. The indicator, so what we're going to do is initially turn this to this quadrant. So this is the quadrant that I'm going to work on. So this indicator is on this side, and I'm going to just initially set the dial at 40. 40 is basically 0, and we're going to go either way from there. So go around to the opposite side, and you can see that we're pretty close. So I'm not going to worry about that one too much for right now. So we go over here, and I'm going to try to bring the X value closer to the 40. Okay, let's see what happens now when I go around to the other side. So as you can see from the indicator, we're pretty close. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the CNC control, and I've reduced it now to a movement of 1/1000 per unit on the jogging handle. So I'm going to try to bring that, let's see here, we're going to set this one at 40. And then we're going to move it around and see where we are here. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to take half of that deviation. That we got to bring the needle back in this direction halfway. So we're about not quite 6 thousandths. So okay, let's then move this back to 0 and go around to the other side, and we're out just a bit. So what we want to do is we're going to leave the Y for a second, because when we adjust the X it may change the Y, just because we're not concentric. So that one is about 1.5 thousandths in that direction, and this one here is about 1 thou in that direction. So we need to go back closer to 40. So we're going to be working with the X, and we want to move it in that direction. We're close to 40. Let's go around to the other side, see where we're at. That's pretty close to 40 there. That one's pretty close to 40. 40. I think we got lucky. So if you, I'll now zoom in on the dial indicator as I turn the spindle. And here we go, we'll try this. So this is X, the opposite side of X, within what, a quarter of a thou, half a thou, depends how I jiggle it. So maybe we'll play with that a little bit. I'm going to go down to 1/10,000th of an inch on the setting. And let's see if we can get it going in the correct or wrong direction. There we go. Let's see what happens there. So that should be closer. We're out just a smidge, just well, about another 1/10. Let's try that. Maybe I went too far. I think I went a little bit too far. But it's good enough for us right now. Just a moment. I'll tell you what, let's go back here and see if we can get that out of there. So that's a half a thou. Let's move it in X, that half of that distance. There. We'll move this just a little. That's pretty close to perfect. Okay, we're going to, now I'm going to zoom in on the control, the CNC control for the Haas here, and I'll put you off screen for a minute until I get the camera readjusted. I've got you zoomed in on the CNC video for the Haas VF2. We have metal halide lights over top, and it presents a bit of a problem for videoing. I'm going to have to figure out a way to shield the computer screens and the CNC displays to prevent the glare from above. But we're here now on this screen, and what we're going to do is we're going to select the offset. And we're going to select the down to where we do the part, and you'll notice here is the X position of the coaxial indicator right now, and previously it was 5.649. So I am now going to write that. I'm going to now write that to that position, and now we're going to move it over to, we're over at the Y, and the Y here shows at 7.9990. So we're going to again write this. Just a minute. by pressing this, we're going to write it. So now we have 00 stored in the memory for the CNC. So this is the 0 offset reference point when we're working with this chuck, where it's positioned right now. Okay, so next what we're going to do is going to take you offline again now, and when we come back I will have positioned the hexagonal piece in the mill. We are now setting up to measure and set the Z axis tool length. So we're going to just, using the controls on the CNC, on the VF2, we're going to bring down the tool. You can see it's coming down. We'll get it centered a little bit better. This is the thread mill that we're going to use. And you'll see a red light come on when the plunger on the tool setter is activated. So we go back up, change it down to 1/1000th of an inch. Okay, and then we set it to 1/10,000th of an inch. And we come down until the light goes on. Okay, I'm not going to show you this on this one, but on the next one I will. So we go to offset again, we go down and we select tool number 4. This is tool number 4, and we say tool measure, and then we put a -2 point in there to compensate for the 2-inch accurate distance that the tool setter is at. So now we have set the height of that tool with Z, and the offset is 9.4629. So I'm going to press MIDI, and I'm going to go reverse, and the tool is going to change to tool number 3, and we're going to come down again, and we're going to set tool number 3. Okay, so we've set tool number 3. And I'm going to move the camera over and onto the CNC screen, and we'll zoom in a little bit so you can see what's going on here. It's not great, but you can see that I'm sitting here at tool number 3. There's a number there from the previous setting. This is the number here. This is the actual the measuring unit on the CNC has come up with this number. So we will push the tool measure button and transfer this to there. 7.6463. However, we have to compensate for the tool presetter, which is exactly 2 inches. So you will notice that I'm going to put 2.0 right here on the screen, and then I'm going to say write that in, and you will see the 7 changes to 9. Made a mistake. It's supposed to be -2 point, making the position longer, so I need to go -2 point twice, and it should be 9. And that's always why it's a really good check to make sure that you knew that you were at 7.6463, and the number, because if you remove the tool presetter, the number would be larger, and it would be larger by 2. So it's always a good test. So a good double check. Okay, we're going to take you off screen again.